little system evolved from a simple database to a full-fledged web application. And about 2 years ago I decided, well, what the heck, I put it online and see if there's interest in it. At least it's a lot more user-friendly and a lot more effective. I got one launching customer that put a lot of comments to it and a lot of changes. And last year I decided to take it for a real test and ask Sam to test the application. I had a lot of comments, and a lot of good comments, and I coded like hell for 2 weeks. And I went back to Sam, okay Sam, it's finished, what do you think? And he said, well, it's great. And so I asked him, well, are you going to use it? And he said, well, no, I'm not going to use it, because there's no calendar integration. Once you got Google Calendar in there, I'm going to use it. So I'm going to take his word for it. I had a look into calendar integration in the past, but the Calendar APIs were quite complicated, and the Java frameworks were a bit immature, so I left it at that. And then by September I bought my first Android phone, and I put my calendar in Google Calendar. And then I stumbled upon the Google data APIs. My application is called Metronome, metronome.nl, and this is what I'm basically like. Check it out. Google has published about 19 APIs to their various applications by now, and they're all using the Google Data Protocol, which is basically an RSS feed. As you can see, it's a RESTful addressing. This example gives you all the calendars that you are subscribed to, and this is a snippet of what a calendar entry looks like. Just to give you an example. Now, luckily, you don't have to parse all the RSS feeds yourself. Google created a bunch of wrappers around it: Java, .NET, Python, PHP, and such things. So you can just code in Java to connect to the Google data services. There are a bunch of dependencies, Google Collections, of course, and 5 additional calendar-specific dependencies. None of the main repositories as of yet, but I think they will be in the future. Otherwise, you can do it in your.
So you've got a repository?
Yeah. I put it in my Nexus repository, so that's how I use it. This is a code sample. I hope you can read it in the back. It's a bit fuzzy. The method is called getOwnCalendars. As you can see, there's this is the URL to get your own calendars. You fire a query, give a username and password. That's one option of authentication. You can also use Google authentication and some kind of tokenized authentication. The simplest one is username and password, so that's the one we use here. This gives you a list of calendar feed. This is a calendar feed and gives you calendar entries. So these are the calendar entry objects that Google has for you. This is a sample of how you get your events. In this case, I take a time period, date start, date end, and retrieve the events for a specific calendar. And as you can see, you have to put the ID of the calendar somewhere in between in the URL, and then you get your events of this specific calendar. And here's a loop where I put them in my own domain model objects. I have to make some conversions because Google's got its own date-time format, and I'm using JodaTime in my application, so I have to convert that. And there are some other little things that are not even in there. But sometimes objects are written on objects, so you have to do stuff like get plain text content, stuff like that. But apart from that, it's quite a straightforward API, and you get Java objects to work with.
Can you do some authentication at first?
those?
Yeah, you have to authenticate username and password.
Yeah.
To the service object and then you...
Yeah. So the users of Metronome give that to your application.
I'll show you in a minute, yeah. As you can see, this is a previous sample.
So these are just jar files you need to include in your project, and then you can use all the classes?
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. Here you can see you put the credentials in the service object, service share, put the credentials in, and then you query the service.
Okay,
Then all goes over HTTPS. No one can steal the password.
It's HTTP, I think.
So you're passing my password in plain text over?
Yeah.
Good point. I have to check that. The URL is HTTP, so I'm not sure about that. Good point.
But he sends it wireless, so
Small demo. I'll take you to a dummy account I made for this occasion, and I will add a calendar. Let's go to Cheetah and put in an event somewhere around here. Support. So we've got a new calendar, new event, and then we go to the application. Metronome, and we log in. I'm going to configure a calendar now. The ones you saw are already in there, and we validate it. And there's the new calendar. So now I'm going to retrieve events from these two calendars, business and GTAG. Going to sync it, and there's no new there. Let's do that. Sorry. Maybe it's a bit, because it's retrieving events up to now, this moment, so I have to do it a little earlier.
But I can't build my clients in the future?
No.
Sorry?
I can't build my clients in the future?
Why?
Well, we can make a modification.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
future time is double the price.
Yeah. remote school.
What are you doing now?
I'm trying to get the events, the event that I put in the calendar to sync with my application. But it's not working.
You told me I had to log out and log in again before that happened.
Yeah, but after that I added this sync mode.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh.
So.
Why don't you try logging out and logging in?
It did work. But,
that worked for me.
Let's give it a go.
Sacrifice to the demo god.
Yeah. So in the background now it's starting a message, put a message on a queue, and it's retrieving events, and if there are events then it should pop up, but it should have popped up already. So.
You already registered your new calendar here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's
Oh,
I
yeah.
should pick it up. I'll put it in a private calendar. Sorry guys.
So now we're going to see all your private events too.
Yeah.
Clear passwords.
There it is. We found new activities. Hey, good go. Thank God. So here they are. There is some dummy. This is ignore this one.
Day.
And we accept the other two. So that's today. And you can, if you look closely before this, it should have added a couple of hours to today. As you can see in here, this is the event I just put in the calendar and reported.
You're getting paid a lot for this talk.
You get the bill. So this is how it works.